cost reduction through smart health management, a topic that is incredibly relevant for farmers, agribusiness professionals, veterinarians, and everyone interested in sustainable agricultural growth. So, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today's webinar. Joining us is Dr. Taiwo Sulaiman, the operations manager at Kachelan-Pharma Research Limited. Dr. Taiwo brings valuable practical experience in animal health management and agricultural operations, and today he'll be sharing insights on how smart health management can improve farm profitability while reducing operational costs. Please join me in giving Dr. Taiwo a warm virtual welcome. Dr. Taiwo, the floor is yours. Dr. Taiwo, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. If you're speaking, we still can't hear you. Can you tell us what the problem is in the chat box? Okay, are you back? Can you hear us? Okay, we are so sorry. I think Dr. Simon has been having issues on his hand, but um we would fix it right now. Okay, Dr. Simon, just go ahead and introduce yourself while I power up your slide.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Your camera is
Okay.
on and your mic is working.
Okay, please, can you share the document from your hand there?
All right, I will. Please give me a second. Can you see my
Okay,
screen?
thank you. Good evening, everyone. Yes. Thank you. Good evening,
Yeah, go
everyone.
ahead.
Okay, thank you. So sorry for the delay there. Well, we'll be talking about farm profitability and our cost reduction, how we can tackle that and improve our profitability through smart earth management. Next slide. So what are we going to be covering for tonight? We'll be talking about the problems, the cost drivers. That means where the money actually leaks out. Those are the areas where we normally lose money. Then the solution. What are the smart health systems that we are talking about here? The payoff, we look at some case studies, the number and the return on investment there. Then how do we implement ways of reducing our costs to improve the profitability on our farms? Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you. So, knowing fully well that bulk of our audience will be poultry farmers, so we are taking poultry production as a case study here. So, what are the things that are highly vulnerable in terms of cost in our production? The first thing we are looking at here is the critical cost overhead. If we look at it critically, we want to understand that feed takes like 50 to 70% of our production, of our operational cost on the farm. And it's not even for poultry alone. It happens with ruminant and also pigs too and fish. Then what are the threats we are looking at here? If you look at it very well as a farmer, a single outbreak of highly pathogenic disease like avian influenza or gumboro can wipe away your flock in days, while subclinical issues can drain your profits. Like if we have diseases like colibacillosis, diseases like Newcastle, those ones will affect your profitability. Also like CRD2, but some diseases will completely or almost wipe away your flock entirely. Then we now look at the failed treatment models here. If you observe very well, basically the way we treat our animals traditionally, especially for our bills, after they come out with clinical infections, take away a lot of medical costs, medication costs, and also accelerating drug resistance. So what do we need to do here? We said the profit is fundamentally determined by biological efficiency. Biological efficiency as in the way we take care of our farms and animals as a whole. A healthy animal maximizes the conversion of expensive commercial feed. Even when you say your feed is expensive, healthy animal will definitely convert that into premium meat, into good eggs or fish fillets for you. So you have a lot of money to toil around you. Then a stress of subclinically ill animals, when your animals are down, definitely is going to decrease your profitability and also your means of surviving, your means of survival in the business. So next slide, please. So what are the problems we are looking at here? We said health issues are really eating up into our margins. Next slide. So health issues are really eating up into our margins. Issues like diseases, injuries, undetected illness. These things that we feel, oh, sometimes we feel they are minute things, but in the real sense, they are eating deep into our profit, into our investment. So, and what do? They surface as lower yield. When your bears are down with diseases, definitely there will be low production, there will be increased FCR. That means you will be spending more on feed for them to for the number of feed, kg of feed they are going to convert to meat for you. Invariably, what that means is your cost of production too is also increasing. Then also we are looking at emergency vet bills. Yes, you will have to seek vet opinions. And when when it is emergency, it's different from when it is a scheduled one. An emergency will definitely have to pay more to the vet and also get a lot of drugs too. And in some cases, your animals, you might have to call some animals sooner than expected. So by the time those symptoms that you are seeing, by the time they are visible to the eye, the cost has actually gone up already. So early detection is the single biggest lever a farm has over disease-related costs. If you are going to reduce your cost of production as a result of disease monitoring, then you have to detect very early. So it is one of the most operations still that we can do manually. Then what are we looking at? We said 3 to 5 times higher treatment costs when illness is caught late versus early detection. If you did not detect your illness on time, the symptoms or the clinical signs on time, definitely lots of money will be spent on medication and bulk of your flock or herd will be loose in that regard. Next slide, please. So, what are the drivers here? Where poor health management quietly drains profits. The first thing to look at there is the emergency vet cost. Definitely is going to go up a lot of money. You are taking reactionary measures rather than precautionary ones. So if you have to do that, you'll be spending more than the scheduled one, which is when you have your vaccination schedule, you have your routine drugs that you are to use. When disease sets in, definitely you spend more in regards of cost of drugs over when you are doing preventive care. Then mortality and culling. You know, when you lose birds, you can never recover those birds again. Just like I do tell some of our most of our clients that it is only an healthy bird that will lay eggs. If your birds are not healthy, if they are not alive, there is no how or no way you'll be expecting eggs for them. So, and the mortality or culling in that case is usually the most expensive of the outcomes. For example, you have a flock having issues with neoplastic disease, like let's say Marex or in some cases, you'll have to call the animals. That is very, very expensive for you, especially when that's setting at the onset of laying. You are calling the animal at the time when you are expected to start getting returns from the animal in terms of your investment. Then reduce profitability, lower milk yield. That's in ruminants for cattle, for example. Lower milk gain in broilers, in ruminants, pigs, and so. Then egg output too will reduce, and also it will also affect the reproduction rate of those animals. When your animals are sick, when your animals are down, there is no how you expect them to reproduce or breed very well for you. Then labor inefficiency. Manual monitoring, as we said earlier on, is quite slow. Slow means delayed response. Not that they are not doing what they should do, but how fast are they responding? How fast are they doing the needful? We need to look into that. So then medication overuse. In most cases, when your animals are down, we observe that farmers will have used a lot of drugs, jumping from one antibiotics to the other, all in the name of rescuing the animal. But if they've used the scheduled protocol, the scheduled drug on time, that will definitely reduce the cost of production on those animals. Then the last one there is a compliance risk. Undetected issues can trigger penalties or market rejection. Just like you are selling to some, you want to sell to some people, they will definitely examine your animals. They will examine the meat or fish you want to sell to them. Any discolored meat will be rejected. If you are, let's say for example, you are the one that raised what do you call it, point of cage or point of lay base. You agree with me that when farmers come around to buy from you, they will definitely sort the birds. The ones that are runs among them, they won't take them. Same for broilers too. If a farmer tells you I'm buying so quantity of broilers, let's 10,000 pieces of broilers at 2 kg weight minimum, any of those that do not attain 2 kg, they will not pick them. So what's that? They are already rejecting. And if care is not taken, that is a loss on your own part as a farmer. Next slide, please. So what solution are we looking at here? The first thing is to be proactive. We have to be proactive. And we don't have to wait till we start seeing clinical signs of diseases before we act. We should know that by so time, based on the vaccination schedule that we are given, we are to give so vaccine. We are to do, we are to give feed by so time. Just like in some birds now, if you don't feed on time, that's where you experience pecking in some cases. Then so time, we are to clean our environment. So you should know what to do at a particular point in time. Not that you have to wait till disease erupts before taking action. Then data-driven approach to animal health too will definitely help a lot. If you observe very well, there are some times of the year when you have some diseases outbreak. Like, for example, now Salmonella, CRD, colibacillosis are usually common when it is raining, and coccidiosis too. Salmonella, for example, when it just starts raining. You have high cases of salmonella. The same thing with gumboro too. Gumboro has its own season too. Now, if you have your data very well, you on your farm, you already know, okay, by so time, so time, I do experience this disease. By so time, so time, this is the way my boss reacts. You understand? Maybe you are the type that you don't usually have visitors on your farm, for example. Any day that a new fellow comes around, your boss will get scared. So if you know, okay, this is how they react when they see new faces. So we must know the time we are to treat a particular disease. We must know the time we are to use a particular drug. We must know the time we are not to use them. So replacing guesswork with delayed reaction with continuous and delayed reaction with continuous monitoring and early warning. Let's stop guessing. So okay, because I'm seeing green physics. So if it's not Newcastle, it should be colibacillosis, or it should no. We should know the right thing to do at the right time. Then you think fewer surprises and more lead time to act. You must have the lead time to act. You must know when to act and when not to relax. Then what can we do here? We are talking about sensors and variables here. Sensors, we are not really talking about IoT per se, but little things like thermal hygrometer. You have thermal hygrometer in your pen. You monitor the temperature. You monitor the temperature of your pen. You monitor the relative humidity of your pen, especially during heat period. When you know when the temperature is always high in your area. You know the height at which you should have your pens. Not that you that construct pen for people in the west, you are now giving the same dimension for people in the north. You know definitely over there your pen should be higher. Then what are we considering? Continuous vitals, activities and rumination tracking. Rumination tracking for those that are into ruminants. Then health data analytics, turning raw readings into actionable insight. Like I said earlier, you must monitor when and the time and occasions where you have some diseases on your farm. You must know that by so time, I usually experience this on my farm. When my birds are between 3 and 5 weeks old, maybe that's when you experience gumboro on your farm. Why in some cases say, okay, I don't usually experience gumboro on my farm, even when my birds are at 5 weeks old. So you understand. Then in some cases too for Newcastle, in some locations, some don't administer Newcastle, they don't administer Blasuta vaccine until 8 weeks. So they do that every 8 weeks. While in some cases, it is on a monthly basis. So you must know what is peculiar to your region or your locality. Then early warning signs, flag issues before visible symptoms or clinical signs appear. When you see anything, take actions immediately. Don't wait till it gets out of hand. So that's when you start running around. No, do the needful at the right time. Then precision nutrition, feed and supplementation tuned into actual needs. You must give proper and adequate feed at the right time. Then, next slide, please. So, how smart health management actually costs? The first thing that we say there is early detection. Catch illness in its earliest, cheapest to treat stage. That earliest stage is where you can treat with minimal cost, not when your birds have started dying. No. Then fewer losses. Faster intervention reduces mortality and emergency calling. You don't need to call at an emergency rate. It's not that when your cow or your goats are down, that's when you start running around. No. It's not that when you see your boss off feed, when your boss go off feed, that's when you start running around. No. Immediately you observe that the feed quantity has reduced, the water quantity has reduced. Do the needful, please. Take the necessary step. Then optimize input. Feed and medication match to real needs. Reduce waste. Now, when you get to some farms and you walk around, you see a lot of feed on the floor, not in the feeders, on the floor. Talk to your attendants. Monitor your attendants, supervise them. Let them know how much you are wasting by the waste feed, how much you are losing by them wasting the feed. Even water too. Monitor how they use those things. Then labor efficiency. Automate as possible as you can. Automate as possible as you can if you can afford it. If not, monitor your your attendants very well. Then hire it. If we do all this, healthy animal will definitely produce more for us consistently. Then next slide, please. So where can technology help us? The activities, we can monitor our temperature, we can monitor the relative humidity. This will help us in knowing the environmental condition of our pen and also help with how our bells react to outer conditions in the farm. Then mobile alerts too. In some cases, you have some alert that you can put on your farm to dictate what is wrong there. Then your record keeping will definitely help too, especially when you monitor your data very well, when you monitor your record very well. So it's very important we keep digital records, both on books, and you can use just Excel and some other apps can help you with some of those record keeping too. So already you know by so time, this is what we have to do. Just like a farmer called me 3 days ago that, doctor, please, when can we vaccinate our bells for Lesotho and Gumboro? I said, what was the vaccination schedule given to you? He said, in fact, my people did not even request. I said, go and request for the vaccination schedule. They must give them the vaccination schedule. If the farmer has not been keeping track of what is happening on the farm, it will be very difficult for him to know that, oh, my balls are already 1 week old. When do we need to vaccinate? You understand? So don't be a farmer by proxy. Farmer that visits maybe once in a week or once in 2 weeks. No. Even if you are not there, you must monitor what is happening there. You have solar, you have CCTV that you can definitely use to observe them remotely. There are cameras that you can use to monitor your flock and the activities on your farm. Then health records, like we say, it's very, very important. Then we have some case study to observe here. Next slide, please. If you observe very well, from experience, if you observe very well, your checks, your mortality, your visits, and also meat loss, meat yield, egg loss due to illness will definitely reduce over time. If you do all these that are stated for you, those things will definitely, the losses will definitely reduce over time. Both for the milk, both for the milk and the egg production. That is for broilers, and for milk and meat for ruminant people too. Next slide. Now we have another case study here where we use an example of 10,000 broilers flock as a model. You know, when you have your flock, normally you are looking at 2.2 kg in 6 weeks. FCR of 1.5 to 1.6 and total consumption of 3.5 to 3.52 kg of feed per bird. Now, if a disease like coccidiosis managed to set in during the time of your production, that can prolong your culling to 7.5 to 7.5 weeks if care is not taken. Why? Because of gut malabsorption. The gut is not uptaking the nutrient as expected from the feed you are giving them. Definitely, that will increase the FCR of your birds. And at the same time, you are going to use more quantity of feed to attain the same weight. So by so doing, what is that? You will definitely lose more of your money. That was every infected bird leaks 0.88 kg of feed capital. So for 10,000 broiler setup, this means that 176 bags of premium 50 kg feed for those of us that produce our feed ourselves, will simply push stunted feed to market weight. That means you are using more feed. Calculate what it means to get extra 170 kg of feed. So let's take note of that. Next slide. So what are the profitability impacts? If you look at it very well, it will definitely reduce your feed cost, reduce feed waste, vet cost, reduce feed waste. It will reduce labor cost and also reduce your mortality level. Next slide. So I would love to run quickly because of time. Then what are the things that we need to consider here? Biosecurity, like we said, is very, very important. In any seminar we do, we always talk about biosecurity. It is very, very important. There is no two way about it. Now, what are we talking about in terms of biosecurity? You must take care of your pen very well. You have to take care of formats. You must ensure that you don't just bring anyhow people, visitors, foreign materials into your pen. Then another thing is your water. You must take good care of your water. Water is one of the medium that gets disease straight away to your farm. So your water hygiene is very, very important. Filtration, you filter your water. Just get ordinary microfilter. Your plumbers can install filters on your farm to reduce microorganisms. Then continuous chlorination, use of use of hydrogen peroxide, use of chlorine dioxide and co to reduce pathogens in your water. Then also acidification too. You can use organic acid to reduce the pH of your water, which will definitely help in gut flora of your birds. Then feed mitigation strategy. You have to take note of climate-driven proliferation. When you are storing your feed, don't store close to the wall, like we said. Don't store on bare floor. You understand? You must give room for proper storage. There must be proper storage of your feed to prevent growth of mold in your feed, because the growth of mold will definitely lead to accumulation of aspergillus in your feed, which will produce aflatoxin. And we know what aflatoxin can do to our birds. It destroys the liver tissue and definitely cause death at the end of the day because of liver damage and immune suppression. So another slide, next slide, please. Then also, another case study here is CRD, like we are having now, is quite rampant now because of what? Ammonia accumulation. When your pen is dirty, definitely there will be accumulation of accumulation of ammonia. So when you can't go into your pen, you yourself can't go into your pen to eat. You can't go into your pen and stay there for 5-10 minutes. Then you know it's not good enough for the birds too. You must provide a clean environment for the birds. So if you pick your litter and squeeze the wood shaving, if it crumbles loosely upon release, then the moisture level is fine. But if it becomes sticky or solid, then it's not good for your birds. That means you are having very high level of moisture in the litter. So you don't wait till you have that, so as to prevent diseases like E. coli and CRD. Next slide, please. Next slide. So like we said, biosecurity is very, very important. So the overall problem here, if you look at it, we said traditional system bleeds 15 to 20% of continuous operational capital into curative livestock medications rather than preventive stuff. It is better for us to prevent. Don't let us breach our preventive pattern. We have to take serious note of that so as not to expose our animals to diseases. Then vector exclusion network. This wire netting, let's check around our pens very well. It must not be open in such a way that birds or rodents can come in easily. Let's prevent against foreign or white birds and rodents into the pen, because those birds will introduce disease into your flock. The rats too will also introduce some disease, and also mites too. Mites get your birds easily through rats. Rats are vectors of mites. That's why we say rodent pathogen vectors. Then disinfectant discipline. You must use disinfectants as required. Spray your farm, spray the floor, and also when vehicles are coming in, then use foot dip too. Put disinfectant into foot dip. Let your attendants, you yourself as the farmer, and even visitors or your clinicians, let them dip their feet into the foot dip where you have your disinfectant, so as to prevent introduction of pathogens into your pen. Then maintain cold chain too anytime you are to use vaccines. Next slide. Then one other thing I usually tell people is you must have what we call financial risk shield. In this case, what we are talking about basically is insurance. You must insure your animals, insure your farm as a whole. Don't wait till it happens. Don't feel okay. When the insurance will just collect money from me. Well, I can tell you categorically, yes, you pay to them, but definitely when things like this happen, when you lose your animals and you can prove to them that you are losing animals with evidence, they will definitely do the needful for you. So it is better for you to prevent losses through these two. Insurance policies are working very well. So don't wait till you lost and you start, I should have insured these animals. No. Next slide, please. Next slide. So another thing we need to take cognizance of here is operational efficiency and resource sourcing. We say labor risk and automation. You can automate to a reasonable extent if you can afford that. If you can automate everything, please do. Now, we talk about the nipple drinker lines and tube feeders to eliminate spillage, dry out liquors, and shrink human contact hours. Then solar energy de-risking. You can install solar lighting on your farm. The same thing, solar pump and CCTV cameras for you too. Then microclimate control telemetry. You monitor the temperature of your farm. If possible, extraction fans and roof misting to also reduce heat stress on your farm too. Then also you monitor your FCR metrics. Then local sourcing installation. Break dependence on market shocks. That is very, very important. You have to do that a lot. Then backward integration too is very, very important. Backward integration is also very, very important too. If you can source for your materials yourself, but make sure you do necessary laboratory testing to certify the material for usage for the animals. Next slide. So how do we implement? You assess. First thing is you need to identify your current challenges. Know where the problems are. Identify where the problems are first. What are the tools that you need? Select the tools that are perfect for you. You understand? select the tools that are perfect for you. Then you train your staff very well. Let them know the essence of the reason why you are doing those things. Then you build the confidence and let them know why they need to do that. Incorporate the need for them to do it, and also let them reason along with you the essence of them doing what you're telling them to do. Then monitor, track the outcome, refine the threshold, and act on early alerts. So track, monitor, then you adjust. Then after that, you expand what works across the rest of the operations. Next slide, please. Then the common barriers that we need to look at here: upfront cost concern. What do? You explore rollout, leasing, or agricultural tech financing, like or incentive programs. Then staff resistance to new technology. Yes, start with simple tools. Train the early adopter first. Then gradually you move to the laggards. Then data overload. Yes, the data your staff will not want to definitely use that, but you will have to train them and let them see the reasons. Then connectivity, to use platforms with offline sync or low bandwidth operation. Don't go to, when you are in the farm, don't install implements that needs high level of bandwidth for them to operate. No, simple tools for you to monitor environmental conditions and the happenings on your farm to prevent thefts and stuff like that, and also monitor environmental conditions. Then next slide. Another thing that we need to do here is also to increase our revenue generation. I do tell people there are ways you can sell your what do you call it? Your farm waste. You pack your manure in bags, in sacks, sell to people that use it as organic fertilizer. You can sell waste, what do you call it? Waste sacks too. If you are the one that is into mixed farming, your water from fish pond can go directly to your crop. Your water from your the water from your poultry from your poultry stuff can be treated before being used on your crops too. Then you add value to what we are doing. It's high time we all add value to what we are doing, not just consumption of meat, consumption of eggs. Farming business has definitely gone beyond that. Then we bio-certified premium capture. Use antibiotics strictly based on recommendations. Prevent overusage of antibiotics. If possible, use organic acids. Then structural knowledge commercialization. Commercialize your knowledge too. There are people that have farms that can be used as training center for other farmers. If you have such, then you can definitely commercialize it. Let people come around, train them, then they pay a token, then you get extra too. So what to remember? Next slide. Farming is an investment, not a cost. So we have to be smart at it. Smart earth management pays for itself through avoided losses and higher yield. The prevention, they say, is better than cure, both financially and operationally. We must we must have that at the back of our mind. Then it scales too. So work across the sizes and livestock types from pilots to full operation. Thanks so much. Hello.
That was fantastic, Doc. Great job, sir.
Thank you.
It's rather disappointing that we're having just 14 people. What a waste of opportunity for many of our farmers out there.
The sessions are recorded anyways. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Taiwo. That was actually very, very brilliant. Thank you. So we would like to, I'm sure everyone has gained valuable knowledge on how strategic health management can positively impact farm productivity and profitability. Thank you once again for taking the time to share your expertise with us. We'll now move to the question and answer session. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box, or if your microphone is enabled, you may indicate that you'd like to speak. We'll take a few questions. The floor is open for questions. Please ask your questions. Okay, Dr. Ajege, please go ahead and speak.
All right, thank you very much, the moderator. I would just like to acknowledge the presenter, the person of the portal, who have done a very intentional job in sharing from his wealth of knowledge with us. And like somebody earlier said, it is, I think people who are not here would have lost a lot, except they have to go online again. The topic is quite explanatory, the way the presenter has dished it out. I mean, it is strategic to talk about productivity and at the same time talk about the costs, I mean, the way to reduce losses on the farm. And so I think it's not exactly a question. I just want to put it to our presenter that would he agree that a farmer who decides to ensure that diagnosis is done properly. Let's say this, all he has said, I mean, majorly what he has said is to ensure that we disease management or outbreak is attended to in different angles. So will he agree that it is part of smart health management for a farmer who also ensures that after an outbreak, regardless of the pressure, ensures that the diagnosis is definitive in a way, regardless of the pressure, and also use the drugs correctly? Can we also attach this to smart farming or smart farming, as the case may be? Thank you, sir. I'm done with my question. I don't know if, or with my contribution. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello?
Hello. We can hear you.
Yes, I'm done, sir.
Okay. Yes. One of the, if you listen or go through my stuff very well, you will realize I said one of the ways to do this is, the first thing is identify the clinical signs before they start manifesting. Now, if that is not possible for you, then if disease starts manifesting, treating on time based on recommendations is one of the smart ways too. I said earlier that it is better than you jumping from one drug to the other before you now arrive at your final answer. If you observe very well, some farmers, immediately they observe anything on the farm like this, or immediately they see that, okay, my birds are dying. Even before going to any doctor or approaching any lab, the first thing they do is to go to a store to procure drugs, or open their drug, their drug shelf or cabinet. What do I have here? Okay, I have these antibiotics they use. If that one is not working, they go to the next one. If that one is not working, they go to the next one. Some of them must have tried one or two drugs. If they now observe those drugs are not working, that's why they feel, okay, yeah, let me go and approach the necessary person. By so doing, the first two drugs they've used, they've wasted their resources. That's not a smart way of doing things. I don't know if you get me. So if you go to your clinician or you visit the lab, they now give you the definitive diagnosis and you have the drug to use based on the recommendation, and the stuff clears off. Then it's a smart way. By so doing, you have reduced your cost of production too and increase your profitability. I don't know if you understand, Doc.
Yes, very clearly, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We'll take one more question.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir. I'm with you.
Yeah, good evening. Fantastic presentation as usual.
Hello, I'm with you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic presentation as usual, sir. Well done, sir. Great job, sir. Sir, my question has a spicy edge to it, if you would indulge me, sir. It's regarding how farmers can go about reporting or notifying if they encounter or if they confirm a case of a transboundary animal disease, the TADS. For instance, let's imagine a scenario where a poultry farmer has been able to confirm the diagnosis of a case of avian influenza or Newcastle disease. We know how much of an economic importance diseases like this can be. So what strategy or what moves can they make, with regard to epidemiological reporting or disease surveillance, and in such a way to mitigate against severe economic losses and at the same time safeguarding the public health concerns of the general public? Thank you, sir.
You said, okay, the question again, please. What strategy?
Okay. Yeah, what strategy or what moves should they make should in case they confirm the diagnosis of a transboundary animal disease, those diseases that are highly contagious and at the same time are of economic and international concerns? How do they go about notifying or reporting them while mitigating against severe economic losses at the same time?
Okay, thank you, sir. For line of reporting in terms of transboundary disease now, if I understand you very well, since you said it's been confirmed, don't forget it is only a person of authority that can confirm a disease. So the confirmatory diagnosis has been made by someone. Definitely the person that confirmed should report that case. However, for avian influenza, for example, farmers are scared and skeptical about it. 90% of farmers will not want to go and report avian influenza on use of our farm because of the losses the farmer is going to incur. Because when you report, definitely the regulatory body will have to come around, check if confirmed, they will have to dispose the boss. And we know in this part of our world, compensation is not usually well done. So what the farmer will feel, okay, when I have this, what do I do? I have to sell or call immediately, which is very, very wrong. Now, if the confirmatory diagnosis has been done, the person, the vet that handled the case must talk to the farmer, educate the farmer on the need for him or her to report the case to the appropriate quarters for necessary actions to be taken. For Newcastle, there is no problem. No farmer will disturb you because they know you only tell them, okay, what are we doing? Are we to vaccinate or we are to take some other necessary biosecurity measures? But for diseases like avian influenza, you will have to educate the farmers and you will have to report because of public health issues and also to safeguard the businesses of others around too, and also the health of other animals and humans as a whole.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. That was a great answer, sir.
Hello, sir. Can I add to your point, sir?
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. Regarding transboundary diseases or disease reporting as at large, there is always a system in place in reporting diseases, and I think it's a two-way thing. Has to do with the people on the field, the farmers, and has to do with the government. Once upon a time, I was part of this One Health initiative in Ekiti State, where the program was being sponsored by World Bank and the state government. And so the initiative brought together both veterinarians and para-veterinarians. And the para-veterinarians were trained, including the veterinarians too anyway, were trained to be on the field to identify diseases and trained in disease reporting. So at every locality, you have somebody that the farmers would be able to identify that they will report to. The reporting cascade goes from there down to the local government level up until it gets down to the director of veterinary services in the state. And if were to be diseases that needs to be confirmed, it is through that line of reporting that area will be quarantined and samples will be taken and sent down to the to Jos, or what do you call the name of this place now? So it's sent down there. They try to get confirmatory diagnosis, and the actions will be taken as as the case unveiled. So reporting system has been available long before now when you talk about veterinary medicine. But because all other organizations are coming in, ready say, I think currently we have HelpRes. They are coming in to do something about these things, to ensure that farmers are collaborating with government officials, so to make it better. So now it is more well known to people that you have to reach out to certain people on the field while it follows a particular cascade of events. That's my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Thank you, everyone. It's been such an insightful session so far, and I know that everyone has been able to get one or two from it. So, as we come to the end of today's webinar, I'd like to sincerely thank our guest speaker, Dr. Taiwo Sulaimon, for sharing his knowledge and practical insight with us. I'd also like to thank every participant who joined today's session and contributed during the discussion. We hope you found today's webinar valuable and that you will join us again for our next monthly community webinar. On behalf of Kachelan-Pharma Research Limited, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe and goodbye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.